ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी वनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So in our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, we have completed 3 chapters, and that incident is going on, meeting of Uddhavji and Vidurji. So in the 3rd chapter yesterday, we saw Uddhav, before giving the news of Yadu dynasty and Kuru dynasty getting annihilated, so he gave the news, good news about Lord Krishna's Vrindavan Leela, the Mathura Leela and Dwarka Leela. So yesterday, the end was, all the Yadus, they went to Prabhas Kshetra, they took bath in the holy water there, they gave charity to Brahmanas and various other items they gifted to the Brahmanas. So similar description also comes in 11th canto, 6th chapter, sloka number 29-30, or one more we'll read. Yadidam yadavakulam virya shaurya shriyodhatam lokam jigrukshad ruddham me velayeva maharnavaha. That very Yadav dynasty in which I appeared, actually 11th canto, this chapter number 6 describes how Brahmaji and other devatas, they also come to the Lord and tell him that we only prayed for your appearance, and whatever purpose it was for your appearance, that is over now. So you can go back to your spiritual abode. So then this local Lord is saying to Brahmaji, that very Yadav dynasty in which I appeared became greatly magnified in opulence, especially in their physical strength and courage, to the extent that they threatened to devour the whole world. Therefore, I stopped them just as the shore holds back the great ocean. Yad samhrutya druptanam yadunam vipulam kulam gantasi anena lokoyam udvelena vinangshati. If I were to leave this world without withdrawing the overly proud members of the Yadu dynasty, the whole world would be destroyed by the deluge of their unlimited expansion. Idanim nasha arabdha kulasya dvijashapajah yasyami bhavanam brahman etad ante tavanagha. So here, tava bhavanam yasyami, Lord is saying to Brahmaji, Now due to the Brahmana's curse, Dvija Shapajah, the annihilation of my family has already begun. Idanim Nasha Arabdha. Kulasya Nasha Arabdha. O sinless Brahma Anagha, when this annihilation is finished, Etad Ante Tava Bhavanam Yasyami. Is finished and I am en route to Vaikuntha. So this is like addition. I will pay a small visit to your abode. So Lord on the way to spiritual world, he will go to Brahmaji's planet. So like that, the incident is mentioned very in a detailed way. And from 7th chapter, 11th canto, 7th chapter to 29th chapter, there is a description of Uddhav, or instructions to Uddhava. So more than 1000 sloka. Bhagavad Gita has 700 sloka, Upadesh to Arjun, but Upadesh to Uddhav, more than 1000 sloka. So coming back to our 4th chapter now. So in this 4th chapter, what is described is mentioned in one sloka by Sridhar Swami. Here, Chaturthe Bandhu Nidhanam Shrutva Atma Jnana Labdhaye Uddhavasya Upadeshena Kshatta Maitriyam Agamat. So in this 4th chapter, Bandhu Nidhanam Shrutva, after hearing the news of his bandhus, Yadus and Kurus getting, or they died, Nidhanam, Atma Jnana Labdhaye, he got spiritual knowledge from Uddhav briefly. Uddhavasya Upadeshena Atma Jnana Labdhaye, Kshatta, that is Vidur, Maitriyam Agamat. Then he went to Haridwar to meet Maitreya. So that is described in this 4th chapter. It has 38 slokas, 36 slokas. So today we'll try to cover 18, and Thursday one more class, remaining 18. So like this we'll complete this 4th chapter. Now first sloka. Uddhava uvacha athati tad anudnyata bhuktva pitva cha varunim taya vibhranshita jnana duruktair marma pasprashuhu. So now Uddhav is describing further what happened in Prabhas Kshetra. So Atha means Anantaram, when they gave charity to Brahmanas, and the previous chapter, last sloka. So they gave prasad as Lord's prasad as charity to the Brahmanas, and they bowed down with their head touching the ground. That was the last sloka. So after that, Atha te means te yadu, all those yadus, tad anudnyata. So tad refers to those Brahmanas, and in some places it is mentioned they took permission of Krishna also. Tad anudnyata. Anudnyata means permission. Bhuktva, they ate their food, and varunim pitvacha. So they drank this liquor, varunim. Taya, their varuni ke dwara, vibhranshita jnana. So their knowledge or intelligence was completely covered or bewildered. And because of that, duruktaihi, by very harsh words, duruktaihi marma pasprushuhu. So marma और हृदय को ऐसे आघात करने वाले शब्द एक दूसरे को बोलने लगे. So coming to the टीका, तैहि ब्राह्मणैहि अनुज्ञाताः. So te अनुज्ञाता, so ब्राह्मणैहि अनुज्ञाता, वारुणिम Paishtim Madiram. Paishtim, I think it is decomposed or kind of liquor produced by decomposition. Rice. So, Prabhupada's translation. Thereafter, all of them, the descendants of Roshni and Bhoj, being permitted by the Brahmanas, partook of the remnants of prasadam and also drank liquor made of rice. By drinking, they all became delirious and bereft of knowledge. They touched the cores of each other's hearts with harsh words. In ceremonies when Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are sumptuously fed, the host partakes of the remnants of foodstuff after the guest has given permission. So the descendants of Roshni and Bhoj formally took permission from the Brahmanas and ate the prepared foodstuff. Kshatriyas are permitted to drink at certain occasions, so they all drank a kind of light liquor made of rice. By such drinking they became delirious and bereft of sense, so much so that they forgot their relationship with one another and used harsh words which touched the cores of each other's hearts. Drinking is so harmful that even such a highly cultured family can become affected by intoxication and forget themselves in a drunken state. The descendants of Roshni and Bhoj were not expected to forget themselves in this way, but by the will of the Supreme it happened, and thus they became harsh towards one another. Tesham maireya doshena vishami krutachetasam nimlochati ravavasid venunam iva mardanam. So tesham maireya doshena, तो उनका ये दोष of drinking liquor, तो मैरेय दोषेन विषमी कृत चेतसाम, so their chetana consciousness was disturbed, विषमी कृत चेतसाम. तो ravo nimlochati, so till the sunset, ravo nimlochati sati venunam iva mardanam asit. So that just like bamboos, they after friction they are destroyed. So similarly, they fought with one another till sunset. So that is the meaning. Varuni eva maireyam tasya doshena. So that liquor itself is the cause for their consciousness getting disturbed. Ravo nim lochati means astam gacchati sati, so till the sunset. Mardanam kadanam, so they killed or destroyed one another. As by the friction of bamboos destruction takes place, so also at sunset by the interaction of the faults of intoxication, all their minds became unbalanced. Vishami krutachetasam, and destruction took place. Mardanam. When there is need of fire in the forest by the will of the Supreme, it takes place due to friction among the bamboos. Similarly, the descendants of Yadu were all destroyed by the will of the Lord by the process of self-destruction. So this example given in the sloka, nobody sets fire in the forest, but by the will of the Lord, two branches, there is a friction and both the branches are burnt. Just as there is no possibility of a fire occurring deep in the forest due to human effort, so also there was no power in the universe which could vanquish the descendants of Yadu who were protected by the Lord. The Lord wanted them to be so destroyed, and thus they obeyed his order as indicated by the word Tad Anudnyat. So the first श्लोक में जो second word था अथ Tad Anudnyata. So this also refers to Krishna's permission. Bhagavan Swatma Mayayaha Gatim Tam Avalokya Saha Saraswatim Upasprushya Vruksha Moolam Upavishat. So Lord saw actually, as if we see the previous sloka, so in the presence of the Lord they fought and they were destroyed. And then what did Lord do? So that is mentioned in this sloka. Saha Bhagavan, that Lord, Swatma Mayaya. So by his own internal potency, Swatma Mayaya, Tam Avalokya, या ताम गतिम अवलोक्य, उनकी गति, their destination of getting destroyed. After seeing that, avalokya, this verb important, Lord saw it. Yesterday that was a discussion, or you asked, here clearly it is mentioned. And initially I showed shlokas from 11th canto. There also Lord mentioned that after my family members they are destroyed, then I will come to your abode. So here, avalokya, then what did Lord do? Saraswatim upasprusha. सरस्वती के जल से आचमन किया. सरस्वतीम जलम उपस्पृश्य वृक्ष मूलम, एक वृक्ष के नीचे, वृक्ष मूलम उपाविशत. So Lord sat under one tree. So here टीका उपस्पृश्य सरस्वत्याम आचम्य, आचमन कर कर. So Prabhupada's translation for this sloka. The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, after foreseeing avalokya, the end of his family by his internal potency, went to the bank of the river Saraswati, sipped water, Achman, and sat down underneath a tree. All the above mentioned activities of the Yadus and Bhojas were executed by the internal potency of the Lord because he wanted them to be dispatched to their respective abodes after he had finished his mission of descent. They were all his sons and grandsons and were given complete protection by the parental affection of the Lord. How they could be vanquished in the presence of the Lord is answered in this verse. Everything was done by the Lord himself. Swatma Mayayaha. The Lord's family members were either incarnations of his plenary expansions or demigods from the heavenly planets. And thus before his departure, he separated them by his internal potency. Before being dispatched to their respective abodes, they were sent to the holy place of Prabhas, where they performed pious activities and took food and drink to their heart's content. So before coming to Prabhas Kshetra, while in Dwarka, Lord told all the Yadus that now we will go to Prabhas Kshetra because we have received this curse. So those who were his expansions, they stayed in Dwarka, and those who were demigods who took birth in Yadu family, so they came to Prabhas Kshetra. It was then arranged for them to be sent back to their abode so that others could see that the powerful Yadu dynasty was no longer in the world. In a previous verse, the word Anudnyate, indicating that the whole sequence of events was arranged by the Lord, is significant. These particular pastimes of the Lord are not a manifestation of his external energy or material nature. Such an exhibition of his internal potency is eternal, and therefore one should not conclude that the Yadus and Bhojas died in a drunken state in an ordinary fratricidal war. Sri Jiva Goswami comments on these incidents as magical performances. So PC Sarkar, the name is quoted, he makes someone die and afterwards they again come back to life. So if an ordinary magician can do something like this, then why can't the Supreme Lord?
प्रभु जी लाइक अभी यहाँ से ये पता चल रहा है कि भगवान के प्रेजेंस में वो लोग डिसअपीयर किए, वो तो क्लियर है, बट वो जो फोटो के बारे में बता रहे कि लॉर्ड राम लाइक कृष्ण एंड बलराम वो लोग मार रहे, दैट इवेंट इज स्टिल नॉट क्लियर कि ऐसा हुआ कि नहीं. फोटो इज देयर बट देन द एविडेंस नॉट दैट कि वो लोग गुस्सा में आके उनको मार रहे.
So we need to study the first 11th canto 6th chapter carefully. So at least here it is not mentioned like that. So Uddhav ji is speaking now. Aham chokto bhagavata prapannarti harenah badarim tvam prayahiti svakulam sanjihirshuna. So bhagavata aham cha uktah. So Lord also spoke to me. And what is the speciality or visheshan for the Lord? Bhagavata, who is Sanjihirshuna. So that Lord who was desiring Samhartum Ichchata, who was desiring to destroy his own family. Swakulam Sanjihirshuna Bhagavata Aham Cha Uktah. So Bhagavata is actually Tritiya Ekvachan and another word Sanjihirshuna and third word is Prapannarti Harena. So the Lord who takes away the miseries of all his surrendered souls. Prapannarti Harena Bhagavata. So he said, what he said, Tvam Badarim Prayah Iti. So you go to Badrinath. Lord told Uddhav while he was in Dwarka. Here from Tika, 4th sloka. Aham cha uktah पूर्वम एव द्वारकायाम. तो मुझे भी कहा था पहले ही, while I was in Dwarka. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distresses of one who is surrendered unto him. Prapannarti Harena. Thus he who desired to destroy his family told me previously to go to Badrikashram. While at Dwarka, Uddhav was warned to avoid the distresses which were to follow the disappearance of the Lord and the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He was advised to proceed to Badrikashram because there he could associate with devotees of Naranarayan and in their association of devotional service increase his eagerness for chanting, hearing, knowledge and detachment. So what Upadesh Lord did to Uddhavji is mentioned in Uddhav Gita, 11th canto. Tathapi tad abhipretam janan aham arindama prushthtonvagamam bhartuhu pad vishleshanakshamah. So Arindam, this is the Sambodhan word for Vidura. So Shatru ka daman karne wala. So Vidurji also controlled his mind, which might have acted as an enemy for him. So many years traveling alone, so his mind did not trouble him. So, O Arindam, Aham का विशेषण क्या है? पाद bhartuhu pada vishleshana akshamaha. So akshama was not, I was not able to bear the separation from Lord's lotus feet. Bhartuhu pada vishleshana akshamaha tad abhipretam. So what is Lord's instruction to me? Tad abhipretam janan. So why Lord is telling me to go to Badrinath, Badrikashram? So that abhipretam, what he intends by instructing me like this. So janan api aham prushtatah anvagamam. So I went, or I followed him. Puratah means आगे, पृष्ठतः means पीछे. भगवान के पीछे पीछे मैं द्वारका से प्रभास क्षेत्र तक आया. अभी कितना डिस्टेंस था, that is not mentioned, but it appears that it was quite long distance. Lord was not immediately visible to him ahead. So tika for this fifth sloka from Sridhar Swami's tika, one line only. Athapi ya tathapi tad abhipretam kula samharadikam. So even Uddhav had an idea why Lord is asking me to go to Badrinath. Translation for this sloka. Yet, in spite of my knowing his desire, tad abhipretam janan, to destroy the dynasty, O Arindam Vidur, I followed him because it was impossible for me to bear separation from the lotus feet of the Master. So he followed the Lord, and then what happened next? Tadraksham ekam asinam vichinvandaitam patim Sriniketam saraswatyam krutaketam aketanam. So, while thinking like this, that I cannot bear the separation from the Lord, so within one, so while thinking like this, so aham adraksham. So I saw that Lord. So what is the adjectives for that Lord? Ekam, he was alone. Asinam, he was sitting alone. And Daitam, Atipriyam, Patim, so my Lord or my protector. Sri Niketam, so very handsome or beautiful. Saraswatyam, so on the banks of river Saraswati. Krita Ketam, so the word Krita Ketam is mentioned. Krita Ketam, Krita Nivasam. So he was, although he is a Ketanam, so he is free, but still he took the Nivas in some particular place. That's on the banks of river Saraswati. Krita Ketam, Krita Avasam. Aketanam Anashrayam. So he took shelter, although he doesn't require any shelter. Anashrayam. Thus following, I saw my patron, Patim, and master, Lord Sri Krishna, sitting alone and deeply thinking, taking shelter on the bank of the river Saraswati, although he is the shelter of the goddess of fortune, Sri Niketanam. The Sri Niketam, Aketanam and Krutaketam. So very attractive usage of the words. Those who are in the renounced order of life often take shelter under a tree. The Lord was found by Uddhav in that condition of taking shelter, as do persons who have no shelter. Because he is the proprietor of everything, everywhere is his shelter and everywhere is under his shelter. The entire material and spiritual cosmic manifestation is sustained by him, and therefore he is the shelter of everything. So there was nothing astonishing in his taking shelter in the way of the unsheltered who are in the renounced order of life. So this sloka number 6, 7 and 8. So they are describing the Lord's form. Shama vadatam virajam prashantaruna lochanam dorbhischaturбhi viditam pita kaushambarena cha. So here pita kausha means silk, ambarena. So he, by his dhoti, silken yellow color dhoti, and the four hands, dorvihis chaturvihi viditam lakshitam, so being decorated or sushobhitam by this yellow silken dhoti. Shama Sham avadatam, so I forgot the meaning. Beautiful with black color. Sham avadatam. Virajam, free from three gunas. Virajam, prashant, very peaceful. Aruna lochanam, so his eyes are mentioned. So from Tika, sloka number 7. Virajam samshuddham sattvamayam viditam lakshitam kausham kausheyam. The Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silken garments. Vam uravadhishritya dakshinangri saroruham apashritarbha kashvatham apashrita arvakashvatham akrisham tyakta pippalam. So here Vam Urau, so here Ayadi Sandhi hokar Vam Urau. Vam means Vam Marg. Vame Gadadhara, in Gaurarati also it comes. What is the line? Kiva Dakshine Nitai. On the right side of the Lord, Nityananda Dakshine. Vame Gadadhara. On left side, Gadadhar Pandit. So here Vam Uro. So here Uro refers to thigh. On his left thigh, Adhishritya, so resting. What? Dakshinangri Saroruham. So Dakshin means his right lotus feet was resting on the thigh of left feet. And Apashrita. So Apashrita, he was leaning against. Apashrita. Arbhaka Ashwatham. Arbhaka means small banyan tree. को जरा रेस्ट करते हुए, लीन करते हुए.
There is a question, Prabhuji, by Gaurlila Prabhu. What is that place where Lord was sitting on bank of Saraswati?
So as far as I know, is प्रभास क्षेत्र which सोमनाथ के पास जो है वो सरस्वती है. Saraswati, one branch also comes to Rajasthan and then Gujarat and then it meets ocean. Same. So, Apa Shrita Arbhaka Ashwatham and akrusham tyakta pippalam. So Lord was not very krusha, he was not weak. Although tyakta pippalam, although he was fasting or he had given up sense objects. त्यक्त पिप्पलम की दो मीनिंग बताएं. So one is त्यक्त विषय सुखम and त्यक्त karma phalam. So although he was fasting, he was not krusha, he was akrusha.
Prabhuji, like this meeting of Uddhava happened just like before the disappearance of even the Yadus, no?
This meeting happened.
बस वो जो इवेंट हुआ मारने का एक दूसरे को तो
उसके बाद हुआ. उसके बाद.
Okay.
The Yadus are annihilated. They fought amongst themselves, and then Lord was sitting under this tree alone,
Okay.
preparing himself to leave this world.
Immediately after that event, Lord decided
Yes.
to leave.
Yes. Now it will come next sloka. Same time when Uddhav went and was seeing the Lord, that time only Maitreji comes there. Same place. Yes, yes. No. Two of. The next sloka will come. At that time, Maitreya Rishi also comes there.
Not asking any such question to Krishna, why did you do this? ऐसा कुछ कि अपनी फैमिली को ऐसा किया, some question like.
वो है, वो 11th canto में डिटेल है.
Uddhava asked that.
हाँ. Not detail, briefly है. So as I told, more than 1000 slokas in 11th canto, chapter 7 to 29. So here, अधिश्रित्य ऊपरी स्थापयित्वा. तो श्लोक में जो वर्ड आया है वाम उरो अधिश्रित्य, तो उसका मीनिंग क्या है? ऊपरी स्थापयित्वा. एंड देन अपाश्रितः पृष्ठतः अवष्टब्ध, तो पीछे लीन होकर. अर्भकः का मीनिंग बालः कोमलः अश्वत्थः येन तम, और ये न यहाँ तक. तम त्यक्तम पिप्पलम मीन्स पिप्पलम का मीनिंग दिया है विषय सुखम येन तम. सो लॉर्ड हु गेव अप ऑल वर्ल्डली प्लेजर्स. तम तथा अपि, ऑल्दो ही गेव अप ऑल द वर्ल्डली प्लेजर्स, तथा अपि अकृशम मीन्स आनंद पूर्वकम. ही वॉज नॉट वेरी वीक एंड डल. The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus feet on his left thigh, and although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. Now here we'll read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Tika and then come back to Prabhupada's purport. Shloka number 8. Adhishritya upari sthapayitva apashritah prushthatah avashtabdah ashvatha upetah yena tam. तो नाउ अश्वत्थ का मीनिंग दिया है. न श्वः तिष्ठति इति अश्वत्थः. श्वः यानी कल जो नहीं रहेगा ऐसा यानी कि अश्वत्थ. सो दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड इज ऑल्सो कंपेयर टू 15th chapter भगवद गीता, 1st chapter. ऊर्ध्वमूलम अधः शाखम अश्वत्थम प्राहुरव्ययम छंदांसी यस्य पर्णानि यस्तम वेद स वेदवित्. So there also similar meaning is given. श्वः न श्वः तिष्ठति इति अश्वत्थः. So भू आदि पंच पाद विभूति अस्थिरा. So these 5 elements विभूतिज are अस्थिरा. मायिकी सा पृष्ठीकृतः. So all these 5 elements are Maiki, made or illusory energy of the Lord. So making Maya Prushti So Prushtikrita means पीछे डालकर, माया को पीछे डालकर. पृष्ठीकृत इति अतः परम प्रापंचिका लोका mam na pashan. So why Lord did like this? So this worldly minded people, param prapanchika loka mam na pashan iti ashayena. So worldly minded people should not see my disappearance or understand my disappearance. So iti ashayena arbhaka padena sarva brahmandeshu madhye asya brahmandasya ati kshudratvam vyanjitam. So why arbhaka word is mentioned? Amongst all the different planets, this earthly planet is asya brahmandasya ati kshudratvam vyanjitam. And then tyakta pippalam samapti krita etad brahmanda vilasam. So tyakta pippalam is so winding of his pastimes. Pippala shabde na shrutya vishaya sukhokti. So the similar meaning which Sridhar Swami gives.
3.4.5 में clear ये उधर से पता चल like this event was about to happen. The destruction of dynasties you're not yet happened. 3.4.5 translation में भी दिया and Vishwanath Chakravarti also writes the same thing. In spite of my knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty.
So that happened in Dwarka. In spite of knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty, I followed him and came to Prabhas Kshetra.
That event has not happened. No? His desire.
हाँ. That is his feeling in Dwarka. Not after reaching. After reaching Prabhas Kshetra, that event already happened. Avalokya, dekhkar, then he went to. So if you go only by translation, then there are confusion ho jata hai. We need to know the sloka details and the context also. So here, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord's sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. The Ashwatha banyan tree is so called because the tree does not die very quickly. So Shvah na tishtati iti Ashwatha, the meaning kya diya hai? Prabhupada writes, does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. The Lord's legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are 5 in all: earth, water, fire, air and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back, maya ko piche kar kar. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small, arbhaka, or as a child. Tyakta Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe, but since the Lord is absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his leaving or accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another, just as the sun rises on one particular part of a planet and sets on another part, but does not change his own situation. Tasmin Mahabhagavato Dvaipayana Surut Sakha Lokan Anucharan Siddha Asasad Yadruchaya. So Tasmin means in that place where Uddhav and Lord Krishna was meeting. So Mahabhagavatah. So this is adjective for Maitreya Rishi. Mahabhagavatah, and he is also Dvaipayana Suhrit and Dvaipayana Sakha. So Dvaipayana means who? Vyasdev. So Vyasdev ji's Suhrid, well-wisher of Vyasdev, and also Vyasdev ji's Sakha, friend. Because Vyasdev ji's father, Parashar Muni, and Parashar Muni's disciple, Maitreya. So Maitreya and Vyas, they were Suhrid, well-wisher also, and friend also. So Lokan Anucharan, while wandering through various planets and various places, Siddha, so he had become some degree of perfection. Siddha, Yadruchaya, so Akasmat Eva, yeah, on his own accord. Asasad, so he arrived at that spot where Uddhavji and Lord Krishna was meeting. So iska thoda meaning from Sridhar Swami's Tika. Whatever I told about Dvaipayana Suhrit Sakha is mentioned here also. Dvaipayana Suhrit Sakha cha yasya saha. So स्वगुरु पुत्रत्वात्, तो स्वयं की गुरु के पुत्र होने के कारण who is पाराशर शिष्य मैत्रेय इति अर्थ. So very briefly mentioned here. At that time, Tasmin, after traveling in many parts of the world, Lokan Anucharan, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord, Bhagavata, and a friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, reached that spot asasada, out of his own perfect accord. So Yadrichaya. Maitreya was one of the disciples of Maharshi Parashar, the father of Vyasdev. Thus Vyasdev and Maitreya were friends and mutual well-wishers. By some fortune accident, Maitreya reached the place where Lord Sri Krishna was resting. To meet the Lord is not an ordinary incident. Maitreya was a great sage and a learned scholar philosopher, but not a pure devotee of the Lord, and therefore his meeting with the Lord at that time may have been due to Adnyata Sukruti or some unknown devotional service. Pure devotees always engage in pure devotional activities, and therefore their meeting with the Lord is natural, yadrichaya. But when those who are not up to that standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune of accidental devotional service. So this is Prabhupada's insight, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also, I think, doesn't comment about this. Yadrichaya akasmad eva. So this is Prabhupada's insight. So now, how Lord dealt with both of them. Tasyanuraktasya muneir mukundaha pramoda bhavanata kandharasya ashunvato mam anuragahasa samikshaya vishramayan uvacha. So here small sentence, Mukundaha mam uvacha. So Lord Mukunda said to me, but what are the other details? So tasya means abhi Maitreya ko, Maitreyasya, and Anuraktasya, so who was also attached, and Munehe, so Maitreya Muni ko refer karte hue, Pramod Bhav Nata Kandharasya, his shoulders were leaned down, natamastak, natakandhar, or ashunvatah. So he was also able to hear what Lord was speaking. Mukundaha mam uvacha. So with what, by doing what? Anuraga hasa samikshaya. So Lord was having this hasa samikshaya, smiling glance or smile on his face. He was glancing. Mam anuraga hasa samikshaya. And why he was smiling towards me? Vishramayan. So he was giving santvana to me. And Maitreya Rishi was able to hear what Lord was saying. Ashunvatah means within the audible reach of Maitreya, Lord spoke to me. Uvacha. So राष्ट्रपति प्रभु ठीक है, तो इधर जरा 9th का विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर का टीका. तस्य अनुरक्त इत्यादि विशेषण विशिष्टस्य अपि माम एव उवाच इति. So although so much विशेषण is told about Maitreya ऋषि, वो भी अनुरक्त थे, उनके कंधे नीचे झुके हुए थे. तो तस्य अनुरक्त इत्यादि विशेषण विशिष्टस्य अपि माम एव उवाच इति. तो मुझे ही बात कर रहे थे, मेरे से ही बात कर रहे थे. Although Maitreya was also having these symptoms. Why? Tasmadapi swasya premaspadatva adhikyam vyanjitam. Because tasmadapi usse swasya prema aspadatva adhikyam vyanjitam. Because as far as love towards the Lord is concerned, I was having more love for the Lord than Maitreya. Vyanjitam atayeva shashti. तो ये षष्ठी तस्य अनुरक्तस्य, देन प्रेम भाव नत कंधरस्य, ये सब षष्ठी के शब्द हैं. तो देयरफॉर षष्ठी इज यूज्ड फॉर मैत्रेय एंड द्वितीय इज यूज्ड फॉर हिमसेल्फ, माम. अनुरागस्य हासः. So that smile which is filled with lot of attachment. Anuragasya hasah. Prakashah yasyam taya samikshaya. And that is manifested by that glance. Anuraga hasabhyam yuktaya. So combined with these two symptoms. So attachment and smile. Yuktaya samikshaya va vishramayan माम विगत विरह श्रमम. तो मेरा विरह का जो श्रम है उसको दूर करने के लिए लॉर्ड डिड दिस अनुराग हास समीक्षया कुर्वन, ऐसा करते हुए. प्रमोद. तो मैत्री वॉज ऑल्सो हैप्पी. हाँ, with happiness he became humble and his shoulders came down. So here pramoda bhava, in a pleasing attitude, anat lowered kandharasya. Maitreya Muni was greatly attached to him, anuraktasya, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, ashunvatah, with his shoulder lowered, anata kandharasya, with a smile and a particular glance upon me. To anuraga hasa samikshaya, having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows. The Lord spoke to me as follows. Although both Uddhav and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhav because he was a spotlessly pure devotee. A Jnana Bhakta, or one whose devotion is mixed with the monistic viewpoint, is not a pure devotee. Although Maitreya was a devotee, his devotion was mixed. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. In the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is no place for monastic knowledge or fruitive activities. The gopis in Vrindavan were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus He became their heart and soul, and the gopis also became the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya approved the relationship of the gopis with the Lord as supreme. Herein the Lord's attitude towards Uddhav was more intimate than towards Maitreya Muni. So we'll have 5 minutes break and then cover remaining 8 slokas that we planned. Canto, 30th chapter.
11:30. They also support. Second, sixth level पता चलता है जब तक ये जो हमारा देखना है मैं आई कोई ओसी सेकंड फ्लोर पर ट्रांसलेशन तो आप समझा
द्वारका जाओ, वहाँ से वो काम अभी
उसको ये गूगल मैप
मुझे क्यों बोल रहे इसका कारण मुझे पीछे पीछे 11.30. Okay. We'll come back after the class. We have one more class. Hare Krishna. So now, what Lord spoke to Mukundaha Mam Uvacha. 10th sloka, it is mentioned, Lord Mukunda said to me, with Anuraga Hasa Samikshaya. So while great attachment, smile, and that glance, what he spoke to me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedaham Antar Manasi Psitam Te Dadami Yattad Duravapamanyehe Satre Pura Vishvasrujam Vasunam Matsiddhi Kamena Vaso Tvayeshtaha. So Lord is saying to Uddhava, so what he said, Pura, in your previous life or in previous kalpa. So Visrujam Vasunam. So there was a meeting of Vishvasrujam. Vishvasrujam, Vishwa ki निर्मिति करने वाले यानी प्रजापति लोग, प्रजापतिज एंड वसुस. सो इन दोनों की मीटिंग पुरा, एंड इन दैट मीटिंग सत्री और यागी, इन दैट इवेंट ऑफ सैक्रिफाइस सत्री. सो मद सिद्धि कामेन, with the desire to achieve me, mat siddhi kamena vaso tvaya ishtah. So tvaya, in your previous life as a vasu, you worshipped me. Ishtah. So ishtah means tvaya aham samyak aradhitah. Therefore, ataiva te manasi ipsitam. So here first line, manasi ipsitam te, tava manasi ipsitam aham antaryami ved, ya vedmi, aham ved, aham janami. So therefore yattat, that which is duravapam, anyehi duravapam, very difficult to achieve by others, that thing yattad aham dadami. So I am giving it to you. So इसका जरा विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर का टीका श्लोक नंबर 11. Ved means with me, I know. Yad anyehi durapam tad dadami. So what is very difficult by others to achieve, so that I am giving, present tense. Ya in dasyami, I will give, immediate future, ya abhi present, dadami. Dane hetuhu, why I am giving it to you now. What is the cause? Dane hetuhu. So that is mentioned in third and fourth line. Vishwa srujam Vasunam cha militanam satri. So in that satra, in that yagya or in that assembly of Prajapatis and Vasus, हे वसो इति पूर्व जन्मनि. तो वसो यही लास्ट लाइन में जो आया है, दैट इज संबोधन. हे वसो एंड पुरा पूर्व जन्मनि त्वम वसुहु अभुहु. पहले जन्म में तुम वसु थे. तदा मत प्राप्ति कामेन त्वया अहम इष्टः. तो दैट टाइम मेरी with the desire to achieve me, mat prapti kamena tvaya aham ishtah. इष्टः यानी कि ऐसा आराधितः. इष्ट एक अर्थ है कि what is desired, ऐसा नहीं है. इष्टः मीन्स आराधितः. इति. तो यहाँ तक अभी. तो यहाँ पर आपका जो क्वेश्चन था, उद्धव ये डेमिगॉड थे, बृहस्पति के शिष्य थे या इटर्नल एसोसिएट थे, दैट इज आंसर्ड हियर. नित्य लीला परिकरे उद्धव वसुहो प्रवेशात. तो ये जो डेमिगॉड वसु था, वो जो नित्य पार्षद परिकर है उसमें एंटर्ड, प्रवेशात. तो नित्य लीला परिकरे, सप्तमी एक वचन, रामे वैसे परिकरे, उद्धव वसुहो प्रवेशात. ये जो डेमिगॉड वसु था, हु डिजायर्ड टू हैव लॉर्ड्स एसोसिएशन और मत प्राप्ति कामेन. तो नित्य सिद्धस्य उद्धवस्य साधन सिद्धत्वम एव मैत्रेयम उद्धवश्च ज्ञापयामास. सो ऑल्दो ही इज इटर्नली परफेक्ट, नित्य सिद्धस्य अपि उद्धवस्य साधन सिद्धत्वम एव मैत्रेयम उद्धवश्च ज्ञापयामास. तो ऐसा साधना सिद्ध है, ऐसा दिखाया गया है. तो 5 नित्य लीला या रहस्यत्व रक्षणार्थम. सो इन ऑर्डर टू प्रोटेक्ट द रिवलेशन ऑफ दैट नित्य लीला. सो अनदर पीपल और अदर पीपल केचित्तु अदर्स व्हाट दे से लीला परिकर उद्धव द्वारकायाम एव स्थितः. जो इटर्नल एसोसिएट उद्धव था वो द्वारका में ही रुका, जस्ट लाइक the other associates of the Lord, Pradyumna, Niruddha, so they also remained. But those who were demigods who had taken birth in Yadu dynasty, so they went to Prabhas Kshetra. Vasudeva या वसु रूपे उद्धव अयम इति आहु. तो ये जो उद्धव है अभी साधना सिद्ध बन रहा है, ऐसा दिखाया. वो डेमिगॉड who entered in the body of that eternal. Okay, we'll come back to that purport now. First translation here. O Vasu, last line, Vasu ye shabd hai. I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifices. You particularly desired to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award it unto you. Uddhav is one of the eternal associates of the Lord, and a plenary portion of Uddhav was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. So actually in the Tika what is mentioned, that demigod Vasu wanted to have Krishna's association, and then he entered into the body of eternal Uddhav. So इधर क्या है, Uddhav was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. So this is also correct. In your previous birth you were Vasu, and now you have become Uddhav.
It's like Yashoda या देवकी या वसुदेव जो रहते हैं, तो उनमें भी जो द्रोण एंड धरा, दे कम इन देयर इटर्नल एसोसिएट, एंड यहाँ पर साधना सिद्ध के थ्रू है. तो वैसे एक इटर्नल एसोसिएट उद्धव एंड द वसु came in his part.
Yes, correct. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system who are responsible for the management of the universal affairs, performed a sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhav, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because he is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma. The super consciousness. In everyone's heart there is the representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity as partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the super consciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. Ye yatha mam prapadyanti tam tathaiva bhajami aham sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smrtir jnanam apohanam cha. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes, but the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the Supreme Will. This law is expressed as a man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when the demigods and the Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhav, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only the pure devotees can know by the mercy of the Lord that the personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhav that he would fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhav, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. So now which is very difficult by others to achieve, that yattad aham dadami. So what is that now? Sayesha sadho charamo bhavanam asitahaste mad anugraho yat asaditahaste mad anugraho yat. Okay, asaditaste mad anugraho yat yanmam nu lokan rah utsrujantam dishtya dadrushvan विशदानुवृत्त्या. तो यहाँ पर साधो, जैसे वसु का वसो, साधु का साधो, सो ओ जेंटल वन, या उद्धव को संबोधित करते हुए ये संबोधन का वर्ड. ते भवानाम, सो हियर भवानाम मीन्स जन्म नाम. सो ऑफ ऑल द बर्थ्स, स एष charamah. So this particular janma, sa esha janmah charamah. So this is your last birth. So asaditah. So why it is like this? So te asmin janmani mad anugrah asaditah. So यहाँ पर because mad anugrah asaditah, because you have achieved my anugraha. So what is that anugraha? So nulokan utstrujantam. So while leaving this planet, and mam raha. So me, how is my situation? Raha means ekanti. While leaving this planet in solitude, in privately or very personally. Dadrushvan, so drishtavan, so drishtavan asi. So you are seeing me very privately, personally, while I am living this world. And what is the instrumental case for act of seeing? Vishadanuvruttya, Vishadanuvruttya, ekanta bhaktya. So you are able to see me in this particular situation, that itself is your bhagya, dishtya. So यही आपका परम भाग्य है. So coming to the Tika for this 12th chapter, 12th sloka, Sridhar Swami's Tika dekhte pehle. So tasya bhagyam abhinandati. In previous sloka he told that yattad dadami. So tasya bhagyam abhinandati. Sa esha bhavaho janma te bhavanam madhye charamah. So amongst all the births, this is your final birth now. Yad, because yasmin mad anugraha asaditah labdha, because you have achieved my anugraha, my mercy. Yat punar mam, and also again punaha mam raha means ekante, in solitude. Vishadanu means ekanta bhaktya dadrushvan drashtavan asi. Etad dishtya. So this is your fortune. Bhadram jatam iti artha. Nulokan, that is not much important translation for this. O Uddhav, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore. So Padma Kalpi, referring to Brahmaji's first day. ब्रह्मा जी का अभी 50 years हो गए, लेकिन पहला, at the beginning of the creation I spoke unto Brahma who was situated, I think ये जरा next चलेंगे. ट्वेल्थ का ही है ना ट्रांसलेशन, 13 का था नहीं, ये गड़बड़ है ना कुछ, तो यहाँ गड़बड़ लग रहा है. इसमें हो गया, आप पढ़ो, माइक दे दो उनका, इधर गड़बड़ है कुछ तो. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. O honest one, your present life is the last and supermost, because in this term of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha, by leaving this universe of conditioned living entities. Your visit to me in this lonely place because of your pure and unflinching devotional service is a great boon for you.
So, yes, purport.
When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord, as far as can be known by the perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky, where the Vaikuntha planets exist. The Lord was sitting in a lonely place, just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of this universe.
1 minute. About to disappear, not see the fighting again. Okay, later on we'll see. Yes, solution.
And Uddhava was fortunate to see him even at that time, and thus received the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. The Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only in the experience of men that in the morning the sun rises and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere within and without Vaikuntha.
Cannot comment because
And then along with that he is also reciting. So obviously he will get mostly same mode. But then whether they will have same form or
cannot comment. Okay, next shloka. पुरा मया प्रोक्तमजाय नाभ्ये पद्मे निषन्नाय ममादिसर्गे ज्ञानं परं मन्महिमावभासम् यत्सूरयो भागवतं वदन्ति. So here now पुरा means पाद में कल्पी, ब्रह्मा जी के पहले कल्प में. सो ये वसु जो आप पूछ रहे थे, सो वेदर ही वाज भीष्म जो वसु थे पहले वो बैच के हैं या पहले बैच के, वी कैनॉट कमेंट. Here appears is different Vasu, not that one of the Vasus from the 8 who became Bhishma. Not necessarily like that. अलग ही कल्प है ये. पुरा मया प्रोक्तम अजाय नाभि. तो अजाय तो इधर ब्रह्मा जी को. So नाभि who was born on the lotus feet, पद्मे निषन्नाय, पद लोटस फ्लावर पर बैठे हुए, निषन्नाय मम आदि सर्गे, इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ ब्रह्मा's फर्स्ट डे. सो नॉट ब्रह्मा जी डूइंग विसर्ग, बट सर्ग प्राइमरी क्रिएशन का बिगिनिंग. सो मेरे द्वारा मया पुरा प्रोक्तम. सो आई स्पोक दिस प्रीवियसली, first day of Brahmaji. So what I spoke, Param Jnanam is first, then Man Mahima Mahima Avabhasam. So that which reveals, Avabhasam means reveals, Mama Mahima. So Mam Mahanta Mahima. And Yat Suryaha. So Surya refers to demigods or saintly people. So that saintly people Bhagavatam Vadanti. So they say about this as it is Bhagavat. तो चतुश्लोकी भागवत को रेफर करते हुए. तो सूर्य इस इज द मेन वर्ड एंड उसका प्लूरल है सूर्यः. तो जैसे कवि का कवयः, वहां से सूर्य का सूर्यः भागवतम वदंती. तो ये महिमा शब्द के 2 अर्थ दिए हैं बाय विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर. वो देखते हैं श्लोक नंबर 13. सो ददामि इति यत् प्रतिश्रुतम तन निर्दिशति पुरा इति. तो भगवान ने जो यत् तद ददामि जो बोला, प्रतिज्ञा की. सो व्हाट इज दैट? तत् निर्दिशति पुरा इति. ये श्लोक पुरा से चालू हो रहा है. तो आदि सर्गे ब्राह्मे कल्पे. तो में महिमा एक अर्थ लीला, अवभास्यते येन तद इति स्वामी चरणः. तो ये श्रीधर स्वामी ने महिमा का अर्थ दिया है कि मेरी लीला जहाँ से पर प्रकाशित होती है वो ज्ञान मैं तुम्हें दूंगा. ये मेरा आपके प्रति अनुग्रह है. नाउ अनदर मीनिंग, महिमा महात्म्यम इति अन्ये. सम अदर्स से दैट द वर्ड ऑफ मन महिमा अवभासम refers to Lord's greatness. Bhagavatam चतुश्लोकी रूपम. So Suryah yad Bhagavatam vadanti. So now I think I will read from this because iska translation. O Uddhav, in the lotus millennium, so Padme Kalpe, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, Man Mahima, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the 2nd canto of this great literature. 2.10 9.30 is further clarified herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Sridhar Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. Okay, now we just now read this meaning of Mahima is according to Sridhar Swami. Others say Mahima means glories. The Bhagavatam to the 4 essential verses. So 14th number shloka. इत्यादृतोक्तः परमस्य पुंसः प्रतीक्षणानुग्रहभाजनोऽहम् स्नेहोत्थरोमा स्खलिताक्षरस्तम् मुञ्चन् शुचः प्राञ्जलिरबभाषे. So, iti adritah uktah. So Lord spoke to Uddhav what he spoke in the previous verse with great feeling or adar. Adritah. So although he is to be respected, but he is giving respect to Uddhava. So paramasya pumsah. So Lord who is param of amongst all the beings, pumsah paramasya, and pratikshana anugraha bhajanah aham. So Uddhav is describing about his own condition. He is pratikshana anugraha bhajanah. वो भागीदार हैं. He is the receiver of mercy at any or at every kshana. Pratikshana anugraha bhajanah. So this is one meaning. At every moment I am the one who receives mercy of the Lord. Or another meaning is given. If this prati becomes dirgha, ती जो है वो दीर्घ बन जाता है, तो प्रतीक्षण अनुग्रह भाजनः. So Lord used to wait while having mantrana meeting. Lord used to wait for Uddhav to take his advice very seriously. What is his opinion? And then after giving, or Uddhav giving his opinion about some issue, then only Lord is to take decision. So here both them. So aham snehotha romaha. So because of great affection, my bodily hair stood on end. Snehotha roma and skhalita akshara. So akshar skhalit ho gaya. It was not coming out of my mouth very clearly. So gadgada kantha skhalita akshara. Tam means Krishnam. Shuchaha munchan. तो अश्रुओं को पोंछते हुए, while wiping the tears. Pranjali with folded hands. Abhabhashi. So I spoke. So he is here. तो जरा श्रीधर स्वामी की टीका में दिया है, while waiting for Uddhava. तो इति एवं आदृतः आश्वासौ उक्तश्च. So while being आश्वासित करने के बाद प्रतीक्षणम कृपा अवलोकम अनुग्रहस्य तस्य भाजनम. So Lord's glance at every kshan, and then at every moment being qualified for. So patra bhutah पाठांतरे. तो प्रतिक्षणम अनुग्रहस्य पात्रम इति. So I was patra, qualified to receive Lord's mercy at every kshan. Shuchah ashruni munchan abhabhashi uktavan asmi. So that is here. Iti adritam ashvasau uktascha pratikshane. So here, mantra nadishu uddhavam vina etat kopi na janati sa agacchatu tat idam bhavishyati ityadi pratiksha. So no one else but Buddha knows this. Sa agacchatu tataha idam bhavishyati. Then only this meeting or whatever decision has to be taken will happen. Rasvam adhya pathe pratikshanam kshane kshane yah anugraha tasya patram. So at every moment I was qualified to receive the mercy of the Lord. Uddhav said, O Vidur, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and addressed by Him with great affection, my words failed in tears and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I with folded hands spoke like this. So what Uddhava spoke to the Lord? Kon vishati pad saroj bhajam sudurlabhortheshu chatur shvapiha tathapi naham pravrunomi bhuman bhavat padam bhoja nishevanotsukaha. So kah nu ishah. So ish is the sambodhan ka word hai. O Supreme Lord, ishah te pad saroj bhajam. So those who are worshipping your lotus feet, pad saroj bhajam, chatushu artheshu api kah te sudurlabha. So amongst these four purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, or even the four types of liberations, sarupya, samipya, sarashti, except sayujya jo baki char hai. So te kah sudurlabha. So they are not very difficult for your devotees who worship you to obtain. So tathapi, although it is like that, tathapi, he bhuman is another sambodhan covered. He bhuman, aham na pravrinomi. I don't choose one of these. Why? Because bhavat padam bhoja nishevanot sukah. एक बड़ा word है, aham का विशेषण. I am very eager to worship your lotus feet. Bhavat padam bhoja nishevana means सेवा करने का मैं उत्सुक, मुझे इनमें से कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. So these four things are mentioned in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Tika. Shloka number 15. Nanu bhagavan prabho kinkaram mam samsaran mochayitum sarupyadikam va grahayitum swadnyanam vyajir hasi. So you are willing to give me this knowledge about how to get released from samsara or even get these four types of muktis. Alam tena iti aha konvo. So these four types of liberations or four types of muktis also I don't want. So last sentence, aham tu tathapi swataha eva praptan api tan artha na vrunomi. So automatically these things are going to come to me, so I don't want them. Tatra hetur bhavad iti. So bhavat padam bhoja nisheva notsukah. O my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of the four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But, O Great One, Bhuman, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet. So I think this purport, one of you can read.
Those who are associated with the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets achieve all the bodily features of the Lord and appear to be the same as Lord Vishnu. Such liberation is called Sarupya Mukti, which is one of the 5 kinds of liberation. The devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord never accepts the Sayujya Mukti, or merging in the rays of the Lord called the Brahma Jyoti. The devotees can achieve not only liberation, but any success in the realm of religiosity, economic development, or sense gratification, up to the standard of the demigods in the heavenly planets. But such a pure devotee as Uddhava refuses to accept all such facilities. A pure devotee wants simply to engage in the service of the Lord and does not consider his own personal benefit.
Karmanyani hasya bhavo bhavasyate Durgashrayo ya ribhayat palayanam Kalatmano yat pramadayutashramah Svatman ratehe khidyati dhirvidamiha. So here Lord's activities which bewildered even the intelligent. So a small sentence is Vidamaha dhihi khidyati. Those who are intelligent, their intelligence also becomes bewildered, khidyati. So by which activities of the Lord? Karmani anihasya. Anihasya means one who doesn't have any desire. Anihasya, nispruhasya ya nishkriyasya. So Lord who doesn't require to do any activity, or one who does not have any ichha. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yobhijanati karma virna sabadhyate. So karmani anihasya and abhavasya bhavah. The Lord who is unborn, abhavasya bhavah, but his birth. Te karmani anihasya karmani abhavasya bhavah. And then third thing, kalatmanah. So you are time personified, but still you take shelter in Dwarka, in the fort. Durga ashrayah. Atha aribhayat. Ya, because of enemy, aribhayat palayanam. So Lord ran away from Mathura, aribhayat. And fifth thing, Swatman ratehe. Although you are enjoying in yourself, you are absorbed, Atmanam. Swatman ratehe pramada yuta ashramah. But you accepted ashrama, grahastha ashrama, and stayed with pramada, or ladies, ayuta, thousands of ladies, referring to 16,108. So all these 5 things, vidam, in this world, iha vidam khidyati. Intelligent people also get bewildered. My Lord, even the learned sages, so vidama means learned sages, became disturbed, dhihi khidyati, in their intelligence, when they see that your greatness engages in fruitive work, although you are free from all desires, that you take birth, although you are unborn, that you flee out of fear of the enemy and take shelter in the fort, although you are the controller of invincible time, kalatmana, and that you enjoy householder life surrounded by many women, although you enjoy in yourself. So this purport is very big. It is like compared to Karmani means Lord doing his activity, as such as lifting of Govardhan hill. But other people, they do activity for their own selfish purpose, but Lord does activity for establishing the law and order of this universe. So that difference they don't know. So even karmano hyapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanah, अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम गहना कर्मणो गति. तो उसके पहले कवयोः अपि मुह्यन्ति something. Intelligent people also get bewildered about what karma, akarma and vikarma is. Karma iti tatte karma pravakshami yajñātva mokshasya shubhat. So what is karma, kim akarma iti kavayopyatra mohita. So here same thing. विदामह धी खिद्यति. So इसका purport बहुत बड़ा है, but main thing it is referring to more for impersonalist. How Brahman can do activity. Brahman is that thing which doesn't do any activity, but here Brahman, Krishna does activity. So 2 more slokas will take. So now Uddhava is telling about his own experience, how Lord used to deal with me. Mantreshu mam va upahuya yatvam akunthita khanda sadatma bodha pruchhe prabho mugdha iva pramattah Tanno mano mohayativa deva. So here Lord used to upahuya, used to call mam. Mantrishu means meeting karte hue, he used to call me, and that yah tvam. So Lord is, what is his adjective? So he is like apramattah, very attentively used to hear what Uddhavji is speaking. And akunthita akhanda sadatma bodha. So he is although absorbed in atma bodha, so that bodha is not obstructed. So akunthita akhanda, so it is continuous. But still he is asking me. So mugdha iva, as if ignorant. So he doesn't know what to decide in this particular situation, and he is taking my opinion. So pruchhe. So that tant naha mana hamare man ko mohayati iva. So iva, this word is important. He is not bewildered, but others are, he feels as if bewildered. O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. So akunthita akhanda sadatma bodha shabda ka itna bada translation. Thus you were fully able to consult with yourself, sadatma bodha, yet you called upon me for consultation. Mam upa huya, as if bewildered. So mugdha iva, although you are never bewildered, apramattah, and this act of yours bewilders me. So one of you can read the purport now.
Uddhava was never actually bewildered. But he says
Mohayati iva.
But he says that all these contradictions appear to be bewildering. The whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhava was meant for the benefit of Maitreya, who was sitting nearby. The Lord used to call Uddhava for consultation when the city was attacked by Jarasandha and others, and when he executed great sacrifices as part of his routine royal work as Lord of Dwarka. The Lord has no past, present, and future because he is unhampered by the influence of eternal time, and thus nothing is hidden from him. He is eternally self-intelligent. Therefore, his calling for Uddhava to give him enlightenment is certainly astonishing. All these actions of the Lord appear to be contradictory, although there is no contradictions in the routine activities of the Lord. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are and not attempt to explain them.
So one incident I remember. So the kings who were arrested by Jarasandha, how many? 20,000. 20,000 kings in Magad. Jarasandha had kept them captive in his Karagraha. So they sent one messenger to Dwarka. And here from Hastinapur, Yudhishthir sent one messenger, Arjun only, huh? And both of them came the meeting, and that time Krishna called Uddhav. So both the people are asking for help. Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to perform his Rajasuya Yajna, and he wants to defeat Jarasandha. And these 20,000 kings, they want to be released. So cause is Jarasandha. So out of these two issues, which one I should address first? To whom I should give help first? So then Uddhav told, you can help Yudhishthira Maharaj, and while defeating Jarasandha, automatically these kings also will be released. So that was advice which Krishna knew, but he made Uddhav to speak that. Jnanam param swatmaraha prakasham provacha kasmai bhagavan samagram api kshamam no grahanaya bhartar vadanjasayad vrujinam tarema. So now please speak to me that knowledge. So which is swatmaraha. So swatma rahasya, swatmaraha prakasham. That which will reveal your secrecy of your existence. Provacha is the verb. So that you spoke to kasmai bhagwan samagram. So by that knowledge, Lord will be known. And last line, anjasa, very easily, yad vrujinam tarema. So using that knowledge, I can very easily cross this material ocean of material existence. My Lord, if you think us competent to receive it, the third line in the sloka, api kshamam nah grahanaya bhartar. So here kshamam means saksham, grahanaya, grahan karne ke liye, if you consider myself to be competent, kindly explain to us that transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself. So swatmaraha prakasham, which enables one to cross over all afflictions, and which you explained before to Brahmaji. A pure devotee like Uddhav has no material afflictions because he engages constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A devotee feels afflicted without the association of the Lord. Constant remembrance of the Lord's activities keeps the devotee alive, and therefore Uddhav requested that the Lord please enlighten him with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam as previously instructed to Brahmaji. So we'll stop here today. Remaining 18 verses we'll cover Thursday. And also Thursday last 10 minutes we'll see the Bhagavad Subodhini, Kit charts. If you have the copy, you can get hard copy. I will also try to get a soft copy chart. You have soft copy? So just to have overview of these 4 chapters. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीपाद महाप्रभु भी कर रहे हैं। हाँ, मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है।
Not in Dwaraka.
हाँ
No. Under that banyan tree,
हाँ
that whole 1000 verses he speaks now.
Then he tells Uddhava to go. Then Uddhava